Welcome to this fifth chapter of Project 78 course exercises to teach you how to upgrade your Red Hat 7 systems to Red Hat 8 and CentOS 7 to Rocky Linux 8 using Project 78, and this is Jasper Nijens of Linux Belgium speaking. Good, so let's have a look at our fifth exercises, basic customization and upgrade scenarios. So let's have a look at the first exercise. Verify if there is a new server version available. If there's no version available, ask the instructor to make a new version available and then upgrade the server on the P78X00. In our case, this is the P78-400. So let's have a look if there is a new version available. So we're going to go inside the directory of Project 78 server, and there we're going to do the Project 78 server status command. So we see that currently the new server version 685 is available, and we're currently using 684. So consider upgrading by running P78 server update server. Yeah, let's just do that. Voila. And this is just one command upgrading. It's quite easy. It says okay, sudo access is okay. If we don't have sudo rights from this user student, then it would ask for a password, and then it's able to perform those things for which it needs root access. Good, so that's it. It's going to get the new version and then download everything needed. This is a download of about 2 gigabytes. So it can take a while depending on your network connection. Now, we see here in the exercises, after the Project 78 update server has run, that we do exit. This is to ensure our environment is set okay. It's probably okay to just go again into the Project 78 server directory as it's been moved around while we're updating the software. The updating of the software will preserve all your modifications. So this is also important to know your templates are preserved, your customizations are preserved, so that you can do safe upgrading. It is, however, important to only perform the updating while there are no clients being updated. So while no systems are being upgraded, only then we upgrade the server software. Project 78 server software. Good, so it got a new version. It's also downloading some specific RPMs. It shouldn't take too long. And then it's deleting our old Docker images, containers, and going to load new ones. These are bundled together with the software, so that you don't need to have separate access from the server to registry, making it easier from the network security point of view. Good, so there we have the layer of PHP, MySQL, CentOS, Rocky, and so on, needed for indexing. Good, it's going to create the different containers. Stopping the old ones. Some safe warnings you can ignore. And then it's going to create the new ones and start them up. Okay, cool. So let's do, just cd to upgrade 78 server, and then we can do the status command again, and it checks and it says okay, it's running okay. We could verify that by looking at our console. I'm going to look at that. Here. I'm going to look at the pages not, but at our dashboard. Voila, you see it's back up and running, and we also see our previous upgrade still there. Good, good. So what's next up? Well, if there is a new client available, update that too. Now we did not see a new client version available, so we can't do that. Good. So second exercise, create a simple Ansible inventory file as the user student for these machines. Web 3, DNS4, MySQL 5, Postgres 6, Samba 7, PHP 8 and Tomcat 9. Okay, let's do just that. So let's do it into our home directory. So inventory, and then we just copy paste it into our inventory file. This is a simple format for inventory file. You can also do it in YAML file, but this makes it very easy to process also using grep and things like that. So good. So now we have to verify if we can Ansible ping as a student user from the current machine here, server, to the other ones. So let's try the chat, just that, Ansible ping. Ansible, ping, and the inventory, limits, web, for inventory. That's the module, huh? The module. Let's try to do it. So, all. Okay. So host file. Oh, okay. We made a mistake in our inventory file. We have the X still there, and of course we have to replace the X with the 4 every time. Okay, that's why you can ping it. Okay, good. So let's try again to ping all of them. Thanks for ping mine. Okay, we still have some host keys we need to accept. Okay, and it seems all right. Good. So good. So we have exercise 4, where we can then copy our YAML files from our examples directory to our home directory. So we cp opt project78 server examples star.yaml to our current directory. So let's have a look at it first before we run it. P78 audit.yaml. What will it do? Well, it will be applicable for all hosts. Now, you have to be careful there, of course. If you have an inventory file with all your systems, then you will, because of the strategy free, run them all at once. And this can impose a big stress on the entire environment if it's about thousands of servers. Maybe you have to be careful there. Don't run it more than 100 servers at the same time, I would say. So be careful. Split up inventories in multiple runs, or write a script around it or something like that, so that you don't impose too much stress on the system. So there's a few variables, including the server which we're connecting to, and the specific server license, which will be different for you. The root directory, of course, and then the tasks it will perform. It will give some outputs that it's starting to audit. It will download the client from the server. It will extract it to root Project78, and that will actually perform the audit with the audit argument towards the client. It will only run if it's detecting that it's running on Red Hat or CentOS on version 7. So if you already upgraded to 8, it won't run. So it's easy and a good ID. Okay, voila. So let's run it. Ansible playbook, P78 audit, -e inventory, and then it will run all at once, and we'll be able to, yeah, voila, we see that it's starting that, and can follow it on the dashboard as soon as it starts talking with the server. Voila, there is it coming. See them populating the server. 3 of them already started. There's the 4th one. And they are competing to race till the end. Notice that whenever we have some changes, that will be on top. So this means the one we already upgraded will remain down below. And of course, we can also filter it out using a filter, for example. Here we can say, well, let's scroll down to basically any run or post installation recipe. Could do a negative filter on that. For example, say here the optional reboot, for example, that it should not be empty. So sorry, that it should be empty. Good. So not a negative search, just a normal search for now. And all our upgraded systems are now away. While we wait, we can also already look at the next exercise. I see that they already have done. Okay, good. So for exercise 6, we're going to add a custom recipe, a new one, to our checks or audits. So for that, let's have a look in the examples directory. And we have a 20 check DNS recipe. Now I noticed in the audit we do already have a 20 recipe, so we'll rename this one to 21 check DNS. Voila. And we'll copy it over to our custom directory. Project78 custom, and then inside the audit part. So inside audit, we'll copy it over, and then going to inside that directory, and have a look at it. We're also going to add a version to be versioned, same name basically as the file, but ending with .version and with a dot in front of it, so it's a hidden file, and this will keep track of our versions of our custom recipe. So we'll host to query. Let's query another one. Let's query www.linuxbe.com, and the expected answer, what should it be? Yeah, let's look it up. Dig www.linuxbe.com. Voila. So you get to see this address in the answer section. So that's the answer we expect. And then we'll use dig, just like I just did, to ask for it. So this will be performed on the client system to see if it gets the exact expected answer, and it will do okay then. Otherwise, it will say, okay, we'll perform this lookup, and it will exit to, which means that it's a non-zero error, providing a warning if we want that it gives an error message. That's exit 66. The very evil exit is the error, which will turn red then. Will basically also stop the progress and indicate that there's really something blocking the possible upgrade. Obviously, checking of DNS is already being performed in the traditional checks, but this is just an example, only the checking of DNS, how you can implement it in your environment. So this is what we added to the custom. This means also that it will be preserved across updates of the client, but it will be integrated every time again. So update client, it will run, good, and then voila, we have a new version, and then we go back to our home directory, and we are going to run our Ansible playbook. And then we use the audit YAML inventory, and we limit it this time to our PHP 408 host, and then we can start it. So this will then start the actual audit process, which will include also our new recipe. So this way we can add recipes to our audit part, to our run part, to our post installation part. So very importantly, if we discover in our environment that certain applications are not properly migrated, we could add those checks in our audit for subsequent runs so that we are alerted before we actually start performing the upgrade. Good, so that's for exercise 6. So let's have a look at how it's performing. Indeed, progress being made. 18, 20, RHEN status, and then 21, check DNS is okay. Good. And we notice, of course, that compared to the other systems, we have one bullet more now on this line. So that's how we deal with that, and very visibly clear that we have one more check performed on the new system there. Good. Exercise 7, can we resolve all warnings in the audit with addition files, filters, and policy files? This is possible. So here with PHP, we could say, okay, we have this policy to deal with it, but yeah, it's already okay. Always been handling it by default. Also there for PHP My Admin, we can use policy files. What do we see here? More some warning with respect to Apache process being detected. We could put that into our process to be ignored, but I think it's interesting that it is not ignored, and this will also be checked after the upgrade if it's still there. Similarly for the enabled services, we still want that to be checked, so we prefer to have the warning there. And for additional users, yeah, there we could also perform a filter, so we don't get to see this output for the specific users known to our environment. It's a typical part of a standard configuration filtering. Okay, good. Then we have the 8th exercise, upgrade 1 VM web x03, and to remove as much warnings with additional files, policies, and so on for the next run. Okay, so let's do that. Let's run the audits on the web 03. We didn't have it run yet, so let's check if we can connect to it. 403. Yes, we can. So 403. So run the audit on that as well. So one thing we want to certainly to improve is here the additional users. So how can we improve that? If we go back to our documentation, then we have the addition files. So just let me show it here. The addition files, the enabled files where we can have custom files and a password, group, shadow, filter, red at 7 editions. So that's what we are going to create here. Going to opt Project78 server to our custom directory, and there we can go into a files directory and we can create our passwd dash filter dash 7 additions, and in that we can just type a username if you want to filter, and I am the student. Good. And we can do the same thing for our shadow. Basically just copy it over. Just for the beginning of the line in our shadow or password file. Easy. And we do the same thing for our group file, group filter, although we don't have to filter for the inlines, but with cigarettes. Okay. Good. Those additions are there, and this means we'll have one less orange bullet to worry about. Let's integrate that. How do we do it? Well, again, update client. Good. Voila. And now let's run it again. Our home directory as web playbook, and yeah, we see here very clear that we have our additional users 65. We don't want to turn green now. Now it could, instead of running it completely, we could also just execute one recipe, and this of course goes a lot faster. But yeah, let's just roll it like that for now. That's something which we can talk about in the advanced chapter 6. Good, and that's starting. And while that's running, let's look at the next exercise, and that talks about upgrading two systems. So yeah, we can do that in the same time while it's still auditing this one. We can say, okay, we can upgrade, run no audit. It's the other YAML file, and we limit it to something which is already audited. Like for example, our DNS 404. Voila. So that can start the upgrade. And we can do another one at the same time. So why not our, our web 403 is finished, and let's also have a look there. We see here indeed that we have save additional users. It's now green, no strange users are detected, and this can be practical if you have lots of servers and you only expect sysadmin and a few application users to be there. Then you can also audit your environment basically for strange users, maybe people who went away or abnormalities, and this can also improve the feeling you have for the environment while you go over this. And other one like that is check duplicate user IDs and group IDs. Obviously, we don't want to have duplicate user IDs and group IDs. It will not really break the upgrade. It will allow to perform the upgrade, but it's it's a warning. It's good housekeeping to not have that. So while DNS 404 is not found, no, just kidding, is being upgraded, we continue with our web 403 to upgrade that as well, to show you that we can easily upgrade two of them at the same time, and see how they are being performed. Oh, that's a funny one. Of course, yeah, okay. Just, yeah, good. So we see here it being upgraded. Good, good. While we wait for that to be concluded, this will be the end of chapter 5 exercises, Project 78, making it easy to upgrade your environment. Thank you. See you in chapter 6. We'll perform fast forward now. Almost nearing completion there. So our first system has finished. You can verify it here. The version reported 8.7. What do we see? Orange, so HTTP server which is running, and that's good. And some additional RPMs installed. Good. And then our second one is still busy rebooting right now. So after that will be just the checks. Go very quickly, and there it is already. So also on version 8.7. Voila, that concludes it for this chapter. Interesting to see it stopped at 3.9 and it started at 2.38. So what does it mean? It means 24 plus 9 is 31 minutes to upgrade our web server, and for the DNS 239 to 330. So that's exactly 30 minutes. So well, it's you have to realize this is using the repository in the cloud, so they need to download the packages over not that fast connection. So if you would have a satellite server locally or a repository server, then it would go significantly faster for these relatively basic installations. Okay, great. See you in the next chapter. Bye bye.